Hey guys, welcome to this week's post. We are so excited because for the month of March, we've had something on our heart and we've been doing all of our posts around a similar theme. And so you guys need to check out our podcast as well if you haven't already listened to it. But we recently heard this statement, and I love this statement because it got us thinking, but it says, do the world a favor and be you. And I'm going to take that one step farther, and it's do the world a favor and be who God created you to be. And so, Brooke, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, well, for me, honestly, my mind went to this whole idea that so we are sons and daughters of God. And we are made in his image, which in and of itself is crazy. But then when we think about the fact of being sons and daughters of God, we're also brothers and sisters. We're also essentially siblings. Like all of us are siblings, are roaming around the earth. And what I think is so cool about siblings is that we all carry the same DNA as our siblings, but it's reflected in a completely unique way. Like we all carry it different. And essentially, if you were to meet some, like the siblings of a family, you're meeting parts of their parents. You're meeting like different aspects. So like for my family, I've got two siblings. My brother, he carries a lot of my dad's charisma. He carries a lot of his curiosity. My sister carries my mom's voice. You know, she has a reflection of my mom's heart, and I carry all the humor. So.
Well, just actually stopping you there. This is completely side note and random, just so you guys know, it's kind of a funny thing. But the early church was actually accused constantly of incest because they called everyone that was a believer, they were like, hey, you're my brother or you're my sister. And so the actual, like the Roman culture, the Jewish culture, thought they were all committing incest. So when you go of like brothers and sisters, they also thought that they were all cannibals because they talked about drinking the blood and then eating the body.
We do
talking about which is kind of when you're brand new to that world, it's kind of a little crazy. So in the early church, that's what we were known for, cannibals and incest.
Yeah, that's
look
awesome.
at that. But no, that is so true what you're talking about, like the different aspects.
Yeah, and it's crazy because if you meet me, you're going to get a certain impression of my parents, but we've all been raised similarly, but we all are so different. And then what's incredible is that us being children of God, we each carry a unique reflection of our Father. And if you meet one of God's sons or daughters, which in reality is everyone walking around on earth, they carry a different puzzle piece, a different reflection of who God is. Every single person on earth is an opportunity to see a new aspect of God, new attributes of God.
New facet, that's the crazy thing when you think about it. I mean, there's that song where it talks about, it says, the so will I. It talks about, I can see your heart a billion different ways, every precious one, a child you died to save. And when we think about it, we serve a God who is infinite, a God who is limitless, a God that is eternal. And I mean, that means to his degree, the facets of him, what makes God, because we can't just decide, like we can't take a bunch of created things and be like, if we put all the facets of everyone on this earth, you can't make the creator out of the created. Okay, and so when you think about God as this facet of this eternal being, and when you look at all of these things where it is a limitless things that you can find out and discover about God that is amazing. And when you think about that every single person is made in the image of God. And this was really hard for me to grab because recently there was something that came out, and there was a gentleman who did something that was very evil, and it was very public. And I saw so many Christians just go and attack this man. And of course, they were attacking him because honestly, the act that he did was pure evil. But then God kind of challenged me, and he said, well, can you actually see and can you look past all that thing and understand that there is actually a facet of me that is within him? Like, and just thinking about that, like, as hard to see as no matter how bad of a sinner is, no matter how bad they've been in their life, there is something that God created them. They were made in the image of God. And so can you see past the evil? Can you see past all the things and love the way that God has actually called you to love?
Yeah, and I've seen this even as almost a challenge and an adventure to where I have the opportunity to, in every interaction I have with people, whether it's a new friend or it's a grocery store clerk or it's somebody random that just catches my attention, there's something about them that longs to be discovered because God longs to be discovered by us. He's not a God who's trying to be hidden and closed off and like, you're never going to know everything about me, which we won't. But the thing is that there's this mystery about God, about him being eternal, about him being spread all across the earth in all of us in different ways and different facets. But the cool thing is that God is a mystery, but he's not a mystery because he can't be known. He's not a mystery because he is trying to stay unknown. He's a mystery because we'll never stop knowing. We'll never stop knowing more. We'll never stop discovering more of who God is. And so that's why he's a mystery. And that's why it's so infinite in all of us. It's not because he doesn't want to be discovered. He doesn't want puzzle pieces to be found about who he is. It's because he actually wants us to never stop knowing him, which is so beautiful.
Well, and then understanding how amazing and like grabbing hold of his wonder, honestly, his awe, his holiness, like the being. I mean, there's the book, The Knowledge of the Holy by A.W. Tozer, which we both love, that just talks about it. Just the entire book is just talking about how amazing, and that our perception of God honestly determines a lot in our life. Because you can have, if you have a small perception of God, then you are going to have small faith. You're going to act small. You're going to act small in your life. You're going to
believe small things out of what you're doing.
And you're going to believe small things from God. But if you have this grand perception of what God actually is, because he is this grand, infinite God. I mean, he said, if you just take a holy man and you say, if I'm just going to take this holy man, I'm going to raise him to the infinite degree. He's like, no, that's not even, you can't even compute with the holiness of God. He said the facets of God is so great. And so for us, I mean, we made this collage because we really felt like...
It took a while.
Yeah, it did. But we felt like, in today's world, so much of it is getting people to look to other things. It's getting you to look off of social media, getting you to look off of magazines, getting you to look off of TV programs, whatever it is, music, and it's showing you how you should act, when the reality of it is that we are supposed to look to God, and from God, there's the expression that expands out of what it is we are supposed to be, what is this we are supposed to look like. And that's so much about the Rise Covenant of everything that we did through that, is that we looked at this and we said, okay, no longer is the world going to define us. As no longer is someone going to say, I'm not loved, or I'm not holy because of my actions. I'm going to look at what God says I am, and because of what God says I am, I'm going to act from that position.
And there's so much power in that. And something that I love too is that through the I am statements, through knowing who you are, through knowing you carry a specific aspect of God, there's a lot of times people will question things like, through comparison, what am I supposed to do with my life? Am I doing the right thing with my life? Am I supposed to be doing that? I can't do this as well, And realizing, one, that you carry an entirely unique aspect of God that is yours, that is to be discovered by others about you, that the Lord has imparted to you. And also a quote that your mom says is that, maybe I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life because it's never been done before. There's not something to model it off of. It's brand new. You are paving a brand new way for your life. Every single individual is, not just because you have unique giftings and you have unique talents, but simply because you're a unique reflection of God and the things that you carry on your life.
And the world needs to see that. Like, in all honesty, we talked about it a little bit in the past, but the world has to see what the the part of God that you actually bring to this life.
So
because
important.
In every single person, as we said it before, in every single person, there is a facet of God that needs to be shown to this earth. And so if you're going off of this confidence that is built on who, like, I just want to speak to this. If you're going off confidence that's built on who you think you are, and you're like, hey, I'm a confident person, and you really haven't discovered who God says you are, I'm telling you what, there's seasons that will change in your life, and that confidence will go away. That confidence will be there in one season, but situations, circumstances is going to change, and that confidence is going to go away. But when you have the identity and the purpose that is found within a solid rock, built upon what Jesus has said, built upon what Jesus is speaking about you, that is, no matter what the tides, no matter what the seasons come against you, that will not change in your life. You won't be swayed by what's the newest pop culture trend, what's the newest, whatever is going on. You're going to be built on the foundation that is God. And I'm telling you right now, the world is looking for sons and daughters who are being confident in what they are supposed to do, confident and who they are, confident, because everyone's trying to self-identify and they're trying to find who they are outside of their creator, but you'll never know who you are until you know whose you are. And so,
that's so
we just really want to challenge you guys in this. And
I personally want to challenge you to look at each person that you come into contact with as an adventure and as an opportunity to know more of God. It's not just these are important. Being in the Word, prayer, worship, those things are all so important. But also just maybe this week, or just take time to, every interaction you have, think, who is God in this person? How is he trying to reflect himself to me through this person in front of me? And that's just it's gonna change your perspective. It's gonna put so much more value on the person in front of you than on yourself. And that's what we're called to do. So that's my personal challenge to you guys, because I've done that before, and I've noticed that when I fall out of that, there's so much more selfishness that comes in. There's so much more like me, but like focusing on, okay, who is God in this person? And that can be huge.
Yeah, and I think that's why the Bible talks so much about praying for your enemies. Is see
that's
that part, like, you know, it's easy to pray for your mom, it's easy to pray for their friends, but see that part within the enemy that you know, God placed something special in your life. And so I'm going to go out of my way to love, to, you know, show this and bring them into this walk,
and
show this
that
Christian
will
walk.
change the world.
Yeah.
That's what changes the world.
Yeah. And we talked about it with the Rise Covenant. We need sons and daughters stepping into the fullness of what it means to be a son or a daughter. We feel like this is just a beginning process. And so as you begin to know yourself more and love other people and see the facets of God within them, I challenge you, take Brooke's challenge to, you know, love people, to see that part within them, and actually go out of your way in this upcoming week, going out of your way and start developing these habits. But we love you guys. We appreciate you. Seriously, we just love being able to share what's on our heart with you guys and doing this life of adventure with you. This Christian walk's not supposed to be mundane, not supposed to be boring. It's supposed to be adventurous, and we're supposed to do it together as a community. So we encourage you guys to keep commenting, keep sending us things that you want to hear from us, and we just appreciate it.
Yeah, and remember, you carry a piece of God that nobody else does, and that's amazing. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know we enjoyed making it for you. If you want to see more content, click somewhere on the screen. We've got more for you. And subscribe, hit the bell so that you can see more videos like this. And leave a comment if there's anything you guys want to hear about. If you need prayer, if you need encouragement, we're here for you guys. We love you. See you next time.